Hello dear students, welcome you all in the first lecture of operating system which is introduced in third semester in your curriculum, which is having a subject code of 0395. I am Deepika, working as an assistant professor in computer science and engineering department of Chandigarh Polytechnic College, Gurgaon. I welcome you all in this video lecture. In the very first lecture, I'll discuss about the need of operating system. Why there is a need to study this subject. What is the importance of operating system? Why we study operating system actually? Then we will discuss about the introduction of operating system. What is operating system? What are its importance? What are its characteristics? So first of all, we will discuss about the syllabus of operating system. It consists of 3 chapters. The whole syllabus is divided into 3 chapters. The first chapter is overview of operating system. It includes various subtopics like definition of operating system, types of operating system, importance of operating system, memory organization, linking, loading, executing control programs. Actually, the functions of operating system are memory management, CPU management, CPU organization, every hardware management. So in the first unit, we will do about this and the various types of operating system. And then second chapter is all about functions of operating system. It includes process management, job scheduler, process synchronization, memory management, various memory management techniques like segmentation, paging, and types of segmentation, what is swapping, what is input-output management, what are the functions. So all these concepts we will cover in chapter 2. And chapter 2 also includes about deadlock. What is deadlock? What are the conditions for deadlock? What are the preventions for deadlock? And how we avoid deadlock. And then chapter 3 is all about Linux operating system. Introduction to Linux and Unix operating system. Then overview of Linux and Unix operating system. Then structure of Linux, Linux releases, Open Linux. Then file structure, processor scheduling and memory management. And then we will do the commands in Linux, input, output, redirecting and network file. Various commands like make directory, change directory, who AMI, cat, more, and many more other commands. So this is all about the syllabus of operating system. The whole syllabus is divided into 3 units, 3 chapters. Now we come on the course objectives and outcomes. What are the various course objectives? Actually, operating system is the interface between user and hardware. So the course objective, it provides the students with an understanding of human-computer interface because operating system acts as an interface. So it provides the understanding of interface that exists between computer system and the basic concepts of operating system and how the operating system works. And the students will also get hands-on experience of Linux, Windows and Unix environment. And the main aim is to gain proficiency in using various operating systems after undergoing this course. So these are the various course objectives. Then course outcomes. After undergoing whole syllabus of operating system, various course outcomes are students are able to, you all are able to identify memory management techniques, various memory management techniques. Then you all are able to differentiate between various scheduling algorithms. Actually, CPU scheduling is one of the part of its the operating system syllabus. So you all are able to differentiate between the various scheduling algorithms. Actually, scheduling algorithms are first come first serve, priority algorithm, shortest job first, round robin, which we will discuss in our next video lectures in detail. Then you are able to set up the Linux lab because we do hands-on on Linux. As you all see in previous slide about the curriculum of operating system, chapter 3 is all about the Linux. We use various Linux commands. We do programming of Linux. So all these are the course outcomes. Now, starting with the first unit, the very first unit is Introduction to Operating System. So the first topic is what is operating system? And before doing that, we will do why there is a need to study operating system. Actually, there are various points which discuss about the need of the operating system. The very first is it allows you to hide details of hardware by creating an abstraction. Actually, as we already said, operating system is the interface between hardware and the user. On the top level, user is there. User demand for any software, user demand for any application software, and then this demand of the user is accessed by the operating system. This demand is going to the hardware with the help of operating system. So all this work is going on. How it's going on? We actually don't know what is the internal working of the hardware, what is the internal working of the computer. Only it is done with the help of operating system. Actually, it allows you to hide the details of hardware by creating an abstraction. This abstraction means hiding the internal. We take an example. We are operating mobiles. We only know how we install the apps, how we use WhatsApp, how we use Facebook, how we use other apps. And we do call, we reject call, okay, we do messages, okay. And but when our mobile, our phone undergo any error, then you have to go to expert. Means we don't know about the internal working of mobile. This is actually the abstraction. So operating system abstract the internal detail, hide the internal detail of the hardware. Next, it is easy. It allows easy use to with the GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. So we only give the instructions. We only use the application softwares. It is very easy to use to computer because we don't know about the internal working of the hardware. Then third is it offers an environment in which a user may execute programs. Actually, operating system offers the environment. Operating system is a system software which actually runs all the softwares, which actually run all the system. So it offers the environment to execute all the programs, to execute all the applications. So it is a very important software. Operating system is a very important software for our system. Next, operating system must make sure that the computer system is convenient to use. For every user, computer system is convenient to use. It is also the responsibility of operating system. And then operating system acts as an intermediate among applications and the hardware component, which we will discuss later in next slide. It provides the computer system resources with easy to use format, and it acts as an intermediate between all hardware and software of the system. So by all these points, it gets clear to all of you that what is the need of the operating system? Why we study this subject? Because operating system is a very important software to run any system. It is a system software. Without operating system, it is not possible to do anything on a computer. So it is very important that we each and everyone know about the operating system. So this is the need of operating system. Now, what are the various computer system components? Actually, there are 4 components of any computer system: hardware, operating system, system and application programs, and then user. First is hardware. There are various hardware components of any operating system, like CPU, central processing unit, various memories, either it is primary memory, registers, main memory, or in primary memory, RAM will be there, ROM will be there, and then secondary memory, that is external devices. We use hard disk, we use floppy disk, we use pen drive. All these are the hardware. Then input-output devices, various printers, plotters, mouse, all these are input-output devices. These comes in the hardware component of computer system. Then coming other component, that is operating system. Operating system is a system software. Actually, software, we know about the software. Software is a set of instructions. So there are 2 types of software. One is system software and other is application software. Operating system is a system software which is responsible for overall running of the computer, which is responsible for overall running of the system. That is system software. So second component is operating system. It controls and coordinates use of the hardware among various applications programs. for the various users, because it acts as an intermediate between the hardware and the user. Next is third component is system and application programs. As we discussed, software are of two types. Second type of software is application programs. We installed many types of applications programs in our system, like Word, PowerPoint, any game, Paint, snipping tool, or many application programs are there. So these are called application programs. Whatever type of application we want to do on system, we access that type of application software. Fourth is the user. Fourth component of computer system is the user. That is people, machine, or other computer. When a computer communicates with the other computer with the help of people, that are called users. User include people, machine, or other computer by which both the computers, by which two or more computers communicate with each other. So these are the four components of computer system. We will do the static, dynamic, and hierarchical view of these computer system component, by which we will able to understand how operating system works in between these components. This is the static view of system components. There are actually four system components. First is user. User are on the top of the hierarchy. User are on the top of the hierarchy. And then application programs are there. Any request which is done by the user, that is done with to the application programs. And that request is processed by the operating system with the help of various hardware components of the system. So this is the static view of any computer system components. Then dynamic view of system components. This is the dynamic view, and it makes us clear how our request be processed by the operating system. At the top of the level, users are there. User input any request to the application software. Suppose you want to do Paint, and if it want to do Paint, so first of all, he will request for the Paint software. Paint is the application software, and then this request go to the operating system. This request which is done by the user for Paint software, this go to the operating system. Then operating system gives the instructions to the hardware, computer hardware, to access that request for the user. And the hardware then processes the result, and it gives response to the operating system. And then operating system, with the help of application software, it gives output to the user, and then we are able to access any application program. So this is the working of computer system components. All system components are interrelated to each other, and the operating system is the backbone of all the components. It acts as an intermediate between the user and the computer hardware. Only due to the operating system, you are able to access the application software. Any processing done by the hardware, which is accessed by the operating system, and the result will give back to the user with the help of that operating system. So this is how the various four components of computer system interrelated to each other and how they work. This is the hierarchical view. Outside the hierarchy, there are the users. As we said, at the top of the hierarchy, there are users. And then inside it, application programs are there. Paint, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and many other like compilers, Turbo C++, Microsoft Visual Studio, many other compilers are there, many other application software are there. And after that application software, inner layer are operating system. And then at the last, that is computer hardware. That is computer hardware components. So this is the hierarchical view of computer system. So now I think it is clear to you what is operating system. Operating system is a software which makes a computer to actually work. So it is a software that enables all the programs we use. So it acts as an interface between the application programs and the machine hardware. Various examples of operating systems are Windows, Linux, Unix. So these are the examples of operating system. Without operating system, it is not possible for any user to access any application software, to do any work on the system. I'll explain with the help of a diagram. So we again and again say that operating system is the intermediate between hardware and the user. So you can understand this with the help of this diagram. This is hardware 3, and these are the users. So what is operating system? Operating system actually connects this hardware and user. Any request which is done by the user, it is accessed by the operating system with the help of hardware. So here operating system works in between the hardware and the user. So by this diagram, you are able to understand what is the use of operating system. So I gave you the various examples of operating system. That is Windows. Windows you install like Windows 10, Windows Vista. Earlier you installed many versions of Windows came like Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 10. According to your compatibility, you will install the system software. That is Windows. So first, when you open the laptop, when you open the desktop, the very first program which boots up, that is system software, that is operating system. And the definition of operating system is it is a system software which makes computer actually able to work. Now, what are the various applications of operating system? Operating system performs security. It performs control over system performance. Job accounting is one of the application of operating system. Error detecting aids, then coordination between other softwares and users. So the very first application of operating system is security. What security means? We are doing everything online. We are nowadays every work is done online. So security is the foremost concern of any user. So it is also the one application of operating system. It provides security. Second is control over system performance. So, taking an example, multitasking and multi-programming are the types of operating system which we will do in our next video lecture. At one time, various processes are going on, various tasks are going on. That's why these type of operating systems are known as multitasking operating system. So control over system performance means how to give various resources, how to distribute various resources between various processes, how to give CPU to different processes, that we will done with the help of CPU scheduling algorithm. So it is the foremost responsibility of operating system to control our system performance. Then third is job accounting. Job accounting means memory management, input output management, CPU management. All concepts come under job accounting. Then coordination between software and hardware. Actually, we say that operating system is the intermediate between software and hardware, users, hardware and users. So any request which is done by the user, that is accessed by the operating system. Operating system acts as an intermediate between the user and the hardware. So these are the applications of operating system. Next, various functions of operating system are there which is performed by the operating system. That includes process management, main memory management, secondary storage management, file management, input output management, protection and security, networking, command interpretation or shell. Actually, we already discussed in the syllabus of operating system the various input output management, the various device management, CPU management, memory management, secondary memory management, file management, networking, protection. These all are the concepts which comes under the syllabus of operating system. Actually, these are the functions of operating system. All the management of processes, the management of main memory, the management of any input output devices. This is the responsibility of operating system. So in the next lecture, we will discuss in detail about the functions of operating system, the various functions, how the operating system that manage CPU, means if at a time various processes are going on. So how the CPU is allocated to various processes. This is done by the operating system, and we will discuss with the help of various scheduling algorithms how this all is going on by the computer hardware. And next, input output devices. If there are two printers and 10 processes are going on, how these two printers are divided into that 10 processes, we will discuss in the input output devices. And this all is the function of operating system. Disk scheduling, how the disk is given to the various processes. What are the various disk scheduling algorithms by which, with the help of which operating system allocates the disk to the various processes at a time. So all these are the functions of operating system, which we will discuss later in our next lectures, in our next sessions. So this is all about our lecture. So I hope all the concepts which we have discussed in this video lecture have been clear to you. We discussed about the need of operating system, why there is a need to study operating system actually. And then we discuss about the introduction of operating system. Then we discuss about the system components and the various views of system components, that is hierarchical view, static view, and dynamic view. And with the help of dynamic view, we are able to understand the working of operating system, the working of various system components, and what is the major role of all the system components, what is the major role of operating system. And then we discuss about the applications of operating system, and at last what we were discussed about the functions of operating system. And in the next video lecture, we will discuss these functions in detail. We will discuss how operating system will manage the process, how operating system will manage the main memory. So I hope all these concepts have been clear to you. Thank you. Take care.